plenty of players that know them. Gabby Garcia, for example, plays out in Trentino with some of these guys. It's going to be fun to watch them go head-to-head.
As is the tradition at Volleyball Nations League, the crowd will count down to first serve. Alessandro Micheletto at the service line. Cooper Robinson, good solid first pass out to Pasteur, and there's the block.
And it's going to be interesting to watch the distribution of sets from Micah Ma'a as well. He's got those pieces of his puzzle, and how does he establish different zones, that ball fast enough, but the block of Italy is so big.
That's a break for the United States. One of the things that has impressed me the most about Micheletto is that he not only has the power, but he has the precision.
Yeah, and he's a ball control guy in the body of an absolute monster. I mean, he's so tall at 2.11 meters and a lefty, but he also just has a really good hands around the ball.
Garcia rips the first one of the United States' most powerful servers. And Rich Licky off the hands.
Rich Licky, such a fun story. He is in his first VNL, so first time really playing with these Italian guys, and he's really just fit right in, just slotted right in like he's been here forever.
Gargulo serving. They're going after Pasteur hard, as we would expect.
Yeah, well, they're going to go anywhere except Shoji, that's for sure. So I imagine as the match progresses, you already see here in the lineup, Shoji taking pretty much half the court. I feel as though in that reception unit, he'll just start shifting people over so he can get a little bit more and a little bit more.
There's Pasteur. Jendrik goes just long. To your point, we heard a coach in a timeout. I'm not sure who it was, Brazil's coach or who was it, saying, anywhere but Shoji.
Yeah.
Like, stop serving one of the best receiving liberos in the world. Cooper Robinson steps in. It'll go to Pasteur, big block. This time, more control. Sparatole chooses behind. Ma'a. So this is the thing that Karch Karai said. We'll see if they'll give Garcia line because they know he wants to take it.
Yeah, and Garcia is one of those players. I mean, he's looking at the block. He's waiting to see what they're taking away from him. So if they give him line, he will absolutely eat it up.
Yeah, they know him well from the Italian league, as you mentioned. And so Garcia line is his jam. Smooth swing from Gianluca Galassi. He was the best blocker and best server in the 23-24 Italian Cup.
I like Italy getting him involved there, even from off the net. So we'll talk a lot as the match progresses about how important that middle zone is to just open up the pins a little bit. And Galassi, he's pretty much one of the most consistent middles you're going to find out here.
Rich Licky to serve. Pasteur puts it on the money. It's up. Don't celebrate yet. Second time's a charm for Italy.
This Italian side, I mentioned in the open, they're going to have a little chip on their shoulder, so do not blink because they're going to be scrapping for every single point. And you got someone like Micheletto, who against a zero block, that's 100% scoring every time.
Yeah, when he smiles as he's playing, that's really bad news for the opponent.
Yeah, it is.
Rich Licky, target right at Pasteur. We'll see if they squeeze him a little more.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be the target all match long, but Italy has been proving that they've got so much range. I mean, they were doing a bit of target practice against China.
Timeout, USA.
We're going to go more natural here.
So, watching makes some noise over here, cheering for team.
On the middle of the court, too, let's be really clear on our team. Have depth so we can both go on that one.
Coop, you have 8 over here. Okay, Gabby, you have 8 over here right now. Look, let's go.
What'd you get out of the timeout?
You've got 8 over here. So whenever the setter is front court, and that's Bertoli on Italy's side, you have to pay attention to that matchup. So USA right now, if they get a chance, they have to set in that direction. He's the smaller blocker, he's only 188. So, you know, if you've got the likes of him in the front court, and then you've got Galassi, maybe Micheletto as well, he's the clear target to go after in attack.
Seven serving 2, which look, he continues. Shoji underneath it, Pasteur. Oh, Spertoli to the outside. What a delivery from Luca Porro.
Yeah, it's actually Porro who's in the front court, so it's not that height, but what you do get from him is a really fast arm. So look at that. Wrist away, thumb down. He's beating the block with the speed of his arm and just that final little snap at the end.
Shoji steps in to pass this one out to Robinson. Smart off hands. Up the middle, big block for the USA on Micheletto. Brought back. Pasteur chases it down. It's up to Garcia. USA outlasts Italy in the longest rally of the match.
USA fans have been waiting to chant monster block, and Jeff Jendrick just gives it to them. What a perfect timed jump. He knows that ball's going to Galassi, and he commit blocks all day long.
Jendrick won a national championship at Loyola Chicago here in Chicago, and I've noticed the entire Loyola team is here cheering him on in the stands.
Love that.
Micheletto first contact's good. Pasteur, another important dig. How about Robinson blasting through? Just don't celebrate. Front court, always a threat.
I think that's going to be a theme of the night. Don't stop playing until the point is down. The ball has landed, because we've seen a couple of times that Italy have just been really scrappy in the defense. Love that finish from Micah Ma'a, but have to be sure that the point is done before you're done.
Yeah, and I think that's something for Cooper Robinson to keep in mind, because at the level he has been playing, that ball's down, but not anymore. Robinson for another swing. He's doing a beautiful job, that time back third of the court.
Robinson, one of those players fresh out of the NCAA. He is learning what it's like to play at this level, and he's developing day after day and week after week.
Cambio palla, andiamo, dai, tranquillo. Siamo concentrati su questa palla qui. Andiamo raga, su tutti i palloni, come state facendo? Anche su quest'ultimo, si sono tirati piano, ok raga? Oh, dai, ritmo adesso questo cambio.
Inside out, ripartiamo raga, via. Inside out, ma battuta Luca, Dai, usciamo raga, su. Let's go.
I thought I got a little something there, and they were saying, hey guys, that's not such a hard-driven ball. You should be able to pick that up. If anyone speaks Italian on the other side, that's them's fighting words. I think the USA is hitting hard.
Coach with our Italian translator in our ear, our director is Italian, and he said, let's keep focused and concentrate on this side out. Jeff Jendrick serving. Front court setter in Spertoli. So smooth, starts with the pass.
Italy in system are probably better than any other team in the world in system. They have so many weapons coming at them, and Galassi, you see him making some space there. He's forcing the blocker on the other side to really pay attention to him.
Luca Porro tries to drop it in front of Robinson. Well passed, and then Garcia down the line.
Frustration there for the Italian block is that everything went to plan. They took Robinson out of the offense. The ball went behind to Garcia, but there's still a hole in the block, and you wonder how, if that's kind of the script that you're following, blockers got to recognize it.
Ma'a going for the line. I think one of the most interesting matchups to me within the matchup is you talked about Garcia playing in Italy. His teammate is Alessandro Micheletto. And And so it's like, again, a chess match a bit, and I'm sure Mickey Aletto downloaded his team on what to expect.
Yeah, Rich Litsky as well, Spertoli, I mean, a few of them all playing together.
Meanwhile, Robinson doing what the USA needs.
That's a smart, high swing. We've seen some matches where he's gotten a little inside of himself and swung down into the block. That's the prescription. Go high and hard off of the setter specifically, and if they're in front of you.
Robinson, as you talked about, getting better and better every match. He's had wicked serves. I'll take that serve out. Aggressive swings are so important for the U.S.
Yeah, and he'll definitely rein that in as the match goes on. I mean, you get used to the lights and the temperature of the air and all these little things. He is so close to the end line there.
Pasteur. There's Robinson, kind of reaching in to grab it, able to get a touch off Italy.
Yeah, that felt like a bit of a lucky break for USA. Robinson was not in a super good position to attack ball, maybe landing a little low for him. He had to go elbow forward and a bit flat on it. Spertoli reaching out, giving him a freebie.
There's the middle, Robinson underneath it, got to be put away by Pasteur. And he does.
Defense from Robinson. I would love to see this USA team be defense-minded because we know they've got the firepower, but as soon as they can do that little bit of defense that pops the ball up, gives themselves a second chance, that's what you get. That is so good.
Unable to capitalize. Lead is just 3. Here is Alessandro Michieletto. Want to get him off that end line as soon as possible. You know he's going to go for either Pasteur or between Pasteur and Robinson. Jendrick's second effort. Luca Porro. Beautiful set from Michieletto.
We've seen the men's game develop to a level where players can do that. Michieletto looking like he's going to set, then he looks like he's going to attack, and then back to setting. I mean, that would fool any block in front of you, even an Olympian like Jendrick.
Solid pass from Robinson. Garcia, crusher.
We've seen some big matches from Garcia. If he can have another one tonight, I mean, that is inches, but that's the perfect place to put it, right? Aim for that end line. There's nobody defending there.
USA must have good karma tonight because those are basically 3 or 4 hair strands.
Yeah. Maybe a spaghetti.
A little too long, going forward as he should. Here is Giovanni Maria Gargulo, 26 years old. Wow. Pasteur thought about it and got his face out of the way just in time.
Sometimes it's really just reactions. There's no logic behind it, just how quickly can you react and what is your brain telling you in a split second?
Here's one of the strengths that Pasteur brings, a heavy ball on the serve. And he pulls the string. Luca Porro off the block.
That's a good choice by Pasteur to bring it short because they will have scouted him, expecting him to go hard, and I like him trying to take out a part of the offense, but Porro, just too much space to work with.
Shoji in the middle of the USA serve receive, Rich Licky serving. Shoji. That's why he's maybe the best passing libero in the world.
Especially, he'll know that serve better than anyone on the USA side. Pops it in the hand of Ma'a, and you can see the damage USA is going to do here. A couple of players jumping. Can't slow it down.
Spertoli chooses Rich Licky in the back. My goodness, is Cooper Robinson okay? Because I might have been off his fingers. I'm not sure, or his head.
How much power do you have to be putting on the ball for it to bounce off the face and all the way into the rafters? I mean, that went like level of the seats.
Yeah, how many fingers am I holding up, Cooper? Wow. Okay, so you should serve him here.
Absolutely.
Pasteur gets underneath it. Cooper, take your revenge. Garcia makes it right.
There's some good distribution happening on USA's side. The blockers of Italy can't really get a wrap around which way the ball's going, and that's credit to the way Ma'a is spreading things out, this time going on the right side. Heavy arm from Garcia.
USA trailing by 3. Lefty outside, any hands? Nope. Point USA as they close the gap to 2.
USA targeting Poro in the reception. The only problem with that is then Micheletto has a lot of space to take an approach. That ball looking maybe a bit low for him.
Ma'a, more heat this time. Micheletto off the block, picked up well by Poro. Rich Licky over the top. Outside to Robinson, up and down.
Great defensive effort by Italy to keep themselves in it, but Robinson basically going over the top, and again, down where Sbertoli is. If you're gonna go over him or go to the left side of him, that has to continue being the target.
Robinson and Garcia each with 4 attack points. Tight. Shoji underneath it. Ma'a through traffic to Robinson, throws it down this time. He's in a zone.
And that's what we talk about when we say a player is maturing day by day. If he's taken swings earlier on and been blocked, and then he adjusts, he gets tips, he gets rolls, he's going to Sbertoli's line.
All right, fans, we're going to get to the rise energy in just a second here. We're going to play a quick game first so that I can really crank you up. Ball and play. Check out
Allora,
the screen.
abitiamoci una cosa, che loro difendono e riprendono delle situazioni. Dobbiamo continuare le azioni e quando la situazione è lunga, senza fretta, precisione nelle cose, viene dalla parte tua, quindi mettiti lì e vediamo.
There's our win prediction. For those that don't know, Michael, my partner, was an Olympic middle blocker in the 2012 Olympics and played all over the world in Italy. So I'm relying heavily on you during these timeouts.
Hey, I got you. My Italian's a little rusty, but it was pretty clear there. He's saying, let's not play with pressure, as in, like, we don't need to rush ourselves. Let's play with precision, even in these long rallies that USA is defending a little bit better. Just play calm, play within ourselves.
Good power. Off the block and down, and Garcia and Micheletto make eye contact.
I'm loving that matchup, and Micheletto knows what he can do, and he doesn't have a whole lot of an approach there. He's falling backwards. I mean, luck was on his side for sure.
Here is Yuri Romano. You were talking about him earlier, 24 points versus Brazil. Ace serve. Oh no, it was long. My eyes deceive me, or maybe I'm just used to Romano. Cooper Robinson, you were talking about him getting better and better. He said after Rio, I've never been blocked so off the hands of Pasteur.
Going around 3 blockers is Pasteur, but the defensive play on Italy's side just keeps them in it, and that's what their coach was saying. Just keep on playing. Don't expect this ball to be down immediately.
In the traffic, no problem. Perfect pass, and he gets it back.
We haven't seen a whole lot of backcourt attack yet on USA's side, so I like them adding this little wrinkle into the game, and it only really happens when you get a perfect pass. But look how well prepared the blockers are. They didn't even bite with Merrick. They knew that ball was going to come around the back to Robinson because that zone still needed to be established, and now it is.
Ethan Champlin in to serve. For serve, well passed. Beautiful. I mean, Rich Licky has done a little bit of everything today.
He's such a calm player as well. 2 blockers up, just has a little look through, and you can see from the top down how deep the defenders are. So takes a bit of speed off, and it's not till the very last minute that you recognize that he's not going full power.
It'll be interesting to see if USA does the backcourt attack again for Robinson. That has been his bread and butter for the last 5 years or so. Garcia brought back. Triple. Shoji. And there is the pick, but a triple block awaited him.
What a pickup from Shoji. That's why he's one of the best in the world, just reading the situation. The blockers, though, reading Robinson like a book. He wanted that, but he brought it back down to the level of where the blockers were. In that situation, when you've got 3 blockers up, that's the moment to maybe tip, roll, take some speed off.
Right now, Micah, I'm here. Gap back. Let's repeat, okay? Gap back. You have big blocker here, number 11. Make sure you go high line, work him hard, okay? Gap red, let's side out.
And now let's take let's go. Taking it to
It was Coach Karai who refers to Shoji as one of the best receiving liberos, if not the best in the world. And I asked him what makes him so elite, and he said he's got a book in his brain of every player's tendencies, strengths, and stuff, and he can access it at any second.
That's a lot. That's a big library in there.
35 years old, going for another Olympic quad, and the fans are delighted. Pasteur, well handled. Garcia puts a hole in the floor.
Couple pieces of the puzzle working really well right now. One of them being Garcia. He hasn't really been slowed down. When he's given the opportunity, he's going in that seam that's just a tiny bit late because now they're hanging with Robinson in the backcourt.
You know, I wonder for Garcia playing in this match if in a way he feels most comfortable, because it's the guys on the court that he is used to playing with on the other side.
100%, yeah.
Because he looks great, right? Swinging, looks great. Gargulo to the outside of Pasteur. Makamata goes and gets it. Good for Pasteur, made it right.
There's a clever swing, because we've seen a couple of stuff blocks in a row out of Italy's side. You got to look through and see where the defenders are. They're expecting a really hard driven ball, that little cut shot, perfectly open.
The serve from Pasteur. Keeps it in. I wondered about that. And so to the middle otherwise. Perfect pass. Give it to Galassi.
I don't mind that serve.
No.
Because it did get Micheletto on the floor. That takes out one of the 4 options. So then you see Jendrik, he is commit blocking with Galassi. He's made the right choice, but when you have someone like Galassi on the other side, he recognizes it. He knows when the other blocker jumps with him and he finds the right ankle.
Heavy serve, it is out.
That looks so close. Oh, just by a couple of spaghetti strands, but again, they're gonna go for it. They have that little bit of cushion over the USA. They can afford to make those errors.
USA inserts Jordan Ewert for the serve. Adrenaline takes it a little far, and it is now Italy. Set point. '21-year-old Luca Porro serving for the set. Wow, a service ace to end the set.
Talk about cool, calm, and collected. The youngster on the end line didn't.
It was down the line. Porro in the middle. Goes at Porro with heat. Micheletto. There you go, Jacob Pasteur.
What a set from Shoji. He calls everybody off and he pops it right up. You're expecting him to set all the way to the other side of the court, right? Everyone on the other side is surely thinking that ball's going there. They do manage to put up a 3 block, but it's not super solid in that corner. Wide open, good shot.
And Robinson with the one-hand save. Great serve by Pasteur again. Italy passing very well. Rich Licky pounding down the line.
Yeah, sent that one with love to his club teammate. So much space on the line, though. You can't leave Ryczlicki that much line.
Pasteur doing a nice job passing in the set. And then putting it down. That's the offense that Try said he was making a choice in this lineup.
Yeah, Pasteur has such a fast arm, and especially in this situation where it's an overload on front, the blockers take a little hesitant step to stay with Jendrik, and they give him that little bit of line that he can just whip that arm.
Got away from him. Locked it 2 apiece. Be interesting to see what happens with this scene between Shoji and Pasteur on this serve.
Yep, that's why they got ice last time.
A break. So far, Micheletto has not been able to get it going from the service line. When he does, it's terrifying. He had 4 aces in a row at one point.
That's a well-handled ball by Italy's side. Micheletto having a drop to the floor there. He wants to make sure he takes it instead of Ryczlicki. That's why he goes to the floor there. Keep all of the options in the front court available. Kind of sacrifices himself.
Gargulo makes a mistake, gives it back. Headhunting, no good.
Again, that ace to error ratio completely off on USA's side. Only 1 ace so far. Oh, excuse me, 0 aces so far and 8 errors.
Robinson, well passed. Merrick McHenry, and you see Pat Stewart coming up behind him.
Fast offense on USA's side, and they have to keep running this when they can. Perfect ball in from Robinson, and look at that, I love to call it a tsunami of offense when you look at all 4 attackers just whoosh towards the net, basically at the same time.
Robinson, excellent serve, but a better pass from Poro. Back to Rich Licky. Robinson, an insane dig. Can Garcia put it away? Yes!
He's going ocean to ocean, all the way from the right side of the court to the other one. He's finding that angle time and time again, and by aiming for that sideline, there really isn't a defender in the vicinity of where the ball lands.
Pass by Lorenzano's perfect. Luca Poro, little ball. It's down.
I like Luca Poro's game. He's not one of the fancier players with the big, aggressive swings on every shot. You know, you're going to pay a lot of attention to a Mickey Letzo on a team like this, or a Richitsky, but he just has that little tip, that little tickle. He's smart when he gets an opportunity.
USA not setting the middle very much. They've got big blockers. I'm obviously on Italy's side. What do you think of that decision? I mean, they're getting a lot of offense out of their outsides.
Yeah, I think it's important.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it in terms of set distribution.
Yeah, 100%. I like the way Garcia is swinging. I like the way that Robinson is working from the backcourt. Ma'a making some good decisions.
Those are the 2 scoring leaders on the court. Lorenzano, beautiful pass. Mickey Aletto off hands. Merrick McHenry. They're going to go towards Merrick. No libero on the floor. They do again.
Feels like Italy is handling the out-of-system play really well. So that's not an easy situation for Italy. High ball, inside, block is all over it, and yet still they come away with the point.
Pass by Shoji. There's one to the middle for Jendrick, just keeping them on their toes.
Yeah, he's got the finesse shot as well, absolutely. Starts with a great ball in again. Anytime that ball's going in the direction of Shoji, it's basically on Micah Ma's head. He can then choose what he wants to do, and then when you take some speed off and the defenders are on their heels expecting a hard-driven ball, it's really easy to find the floor.
Garcia, ripper of a serve. What a beautiful pass. If you're going to tip towards Shoji, you're probably going to lose it.
Yeah, if you're testing Shoji in terms of his readiness to pick up a tip, there's your answer right there.
Ragazzi, stiamo mollando l'intensità, Stiamo mollando l'intensità, dalla battuta all'attacco alle situazioni. Adesso Ricky, questo qui è parallelista. Ricordiamoci che difendono e continuiamo le azioni lunghe le dobbiamo vincere noi. Su questi pallonetti corti intervengono anche i giocatori di prima linea. Danno una mano, non lo vogliamo.
Still a 91-9% win prediction. I don't know about that. I mean, we're pretty close here.
Gabby Garcia behind the service line. Maybe he'll change that win prediction with a heavy serve. Oh, what a serve, but a great pass from Mickey Aletto. And Rychlitsky finishes it. I mean, that's a beautiful pass.
Yeah, Mickey Aletto, he's the unicorn for good reason. You look at him and you might think, oh, he's a tall guy, he's a big guy, it'll hard to get him on the floor. No, perfect platform shaped towards the setter and just delivers a dime. And then again, so many other options available in that offense, even if he's out of it.
Long string over to Pasteur. Too much, too wide, and Italy just within one.
And those are the serves you don't want to see miss. I don't think Spartoli would say himself that he has one of the stronger serves on the court. Green light maybe to Michieletto, but not Spartoli.
Italy passing so well. Michieletto. Love it. You're looking at one hand, he uses the other.
The master of disguise goes up with the lefty, and that little cheeky right hand is just waiting for the ball as it flicks past the block. I mean, that's really a timing thing. So instead of cutting it off early and going cross court, he waits for it to flow past the block so he can grab it with the right one, and there's no one there.
Now behind the service line, Michieletto. Blistering serve, handled by Pasteur. Garcia tries to put it where they're not. Spartoli gets underneath it. Robinson, take it away. It's still good. Boro going for hands and instead hits fans.
That's what you get when you come into the stadium. You're always potentially going to get a ball in your direction. You got to be always a heads up, even if you're in the bleachers, in the nosebleeds.
Stay off your phone, right? Like, don't put your head down.
Unless you're filming, because that would make great content.
Says the content queen. 2-point lead for USA. Italy leading 1-0. Olympic veteran Jeff Jendrick behind the service line. No Shoji on the floor for this rotation. Rich Litsky. One blocker, not going to be enough for him.
Yeah, loving the spread from Spartoli at the moment. He's kind of just pulling it around, push and pull with the blockers on the other side, and you can tell when you watch that slight hesitation, and there's just not enough to close.
Gargiulo serve. Garcia tests the block. It's good.
Galassi, inside arm, full shoulder strength. That's what you love to see when a block just barely even moves. I mean, the shoulders are just like they're made of metal when the ball contacts them. Barely a flinch.
Overpass, no one up.
Galassi, quick. McHenry is up in that direction, but he's kind of floating past him, and you can see the way the body shape is that Galassi wants to go to that zone 5 anyway, sees it's open, easy pickings.
Timeout, USA.
Right now. Hands, lock it in, get that side out right here. USA. More
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go side out!
Win prediction, holding steady.
Okay, not bad. Next time we won this one. But since we're VNL, we're going to do everyone together on that count.
If you were coaching, what would you like to see from the USA right now?
They got to handle the first contact, get it in the hands of Micah. You know what he can do, and you know what this offense is capable of when they cause trouble for the blockers on the other side. So really just getting that ball nice and high, giving Ma'a a chance to run some offense.
Gargiulo continues his serving streak. There it's in Ma'a's hands, Merrick McHenry. Trying to swipe it off the block. Wichlitsky as well. It's recycled so that Poro can attack. 3 chances for Italy.
They'll take every single chance they can get, and it starts with a defensive conversion. So we talked about getting the ball in Ma's hands. He got it, had a chance to run the middle, and then the defense of Italy does their job. They go again and again. They're making it really tough for USA to put the ball on the floor, not the floor on the ball.
No. So the error's kind of piling up for the USA now. Pasteur trying to grab that. 3-point lead for Italy, whereas USA led for a good part of this set. It's been a service run for Giovanni Maria Gargiulo.
Yeah, Shoji asking for a little floor wipe. That's a classic time delay tactic.
Trouble. And with that, Karch-Kiraly points back to his bench, and here comes Ethan Champlin.
Yeah, what a time for Italy to get an ace. They're just kind of piling the pressure back on the USA. I like this change. I think Champ's been solid in the reception. He's a good, consistent part of this USA reception.
And it was enough to break Gargiulo's spell. He had a very nice serving run from 11-11. Trailing by 3, Ma'a behind the service line. Michieletto up the gut.
I feel as though Michieletto is almost more dangerous from the backcourt because he's able to use his vision, and he's jumping so high anyway. He's such a tall guy that when he has that little bit of space between him and the blockers, that's when he has the advantage, and he can really get those angles.
Champ handles the ball. Outside to Robinson. There you go. USA scratches the itch with a first ball kill.
Robinson went a little bit quiet in the last couple of points, but I like Ma'a getting him back involved, especially in an out-of-system play. There's 3 blockers up, and it's really smart of him to pull that sharp inside.
Pass is perfect. Back to Wichlitsky, just 1 blocker.
USA trying a few different tactics on where to serve between Poro, Michieletto, but again, every time you take Michieletto out, you've got to have 2 blockers up on the other attackers.
Champlin.
Just different look from the USA. Bit of space there. Galassi not expecting that ball to go to Champlin, and I like that he sees that there's just that little sliver of space for the ball.
Michieletto gets it back. Got to make it tougher for him, and for the USA, they're passing just 32% key.
And that's not awful. That's definitely, you can absolutely work with that. But I think Italy's just doing a better job of handling their serve. And if they're targeting Michieletto in different zones and he's figuring out how to get the ball in Sbertoli's hand every single time.
And by contrast, Italy passing 52%. Robinson, beautiful pass. Champlin, a second time.
Yeah, those numbers you just gave us are really indicative of the way each team is serving, and you've seen the pressure been taken a little bit off from USA's servers, and that's allowing Italy to get in their rhythm to really just side out quickly.
We'll see if Garcia can provide a little more power from the end line. 15, serving 8. He certainly does. An ace serve from Gabby Garcia.
USA needed an ace serve immediately. You couldn't let Italy go on any more points, and that's the perfect spot for it. Seam next to Luca Porro.
Tira forte, quindi Luca, la posizione è un pochino più bassa. Non abbassiamoci insieme alla palla, vai. Andiamo ragazzi.
That win prediction won't give it all, right? Still 95-5.
Listening into that Italian timeout, it wasn't really strategy. Coach was just talking to Porro specifically about getting lower earlier. Don't wait until the ball arrives to you to get low. Now, I'm no passer, I'm no receiver, I was a middle blocker, but I think with a serve like Garcia especially, you have to be low and ready as soon as he contacts the ball, if not earlier.
Just long. The crowd held their breath until the official made the move. Here's Sbertoli. Robinson in the middle of the USA serve receive. They go at Champlin. That's just fine with him. I agree with you. That connection doesn't look perfect.
Yeah, and it's a good ball in there from Champlin. Robinson maybe a bit early on it. He's finding that ball low almost and tries swinging it straight down.
Ma and Robinson haven't played a lot together. Maybe not getting that ball high enough.
Hey, we're gonna run gap, champ. 11 high line. It's gonna be available for you. Don't kill it. Let's go.
We go. 1, 2, 3.
That's something we've heard USA assistant Lucas Slave say several times, that on Kamil Rychlitsky, high line is what he wants to see. He keeps saying 11 line.
And I love those very specific objectives when you have a timeout. And we'll also watch out for running the gap here. Jendrik is going to run in front and try and overload those blockers so that they have to hang and block with him.
Jendrik pass. There's line.
Just like the coach wrote it up. You love it when it goes to plan, don't you?
Yeah.
And there's the overload, the block. So you see a little bit late, and then Rychlitsky's on it. But he's that slightly smaller of the blockers.
Wow. Seriously, Michieletto, having too much fun.
Are you kidding me, Italy? Just when you think they're out of it and scrambling to get even a touch on it, somehow they turn it into a kill, and just with two-hand throw, no blocker up, Michieletto giving full credit to his teammate.
He's such a fun player to watch. He plays with such joy. And a little joy from the service line can cause a lot of problems. 21 serving 17. There's the block.
3 big bodies in front of you. That's not the move. That was a solid block. You see Rychlitsky coming in early. He recognizes that ball's going out to Garcia, and Garcia wanted it. He's been having success, but that's not the block to test.
Popped up by Garcia again. Back again, this time 2 blockers, everything coming up. Jendrik from the middle.
patience from both sides. The sooner you learn that you don't have to score on the first try, the easier volleyball becomes, because you start to just push into hands, recycle balls, look for shots that are there. It's not always just about hitting the hardest, and I think that rally is a great example of it, having to really work for that point.
Ma'a, front court setter, Jeff Jendrick serving. Serves at Michieletto, Lucaporo. No good. It's a chance for the United States. It's a long way to go, though.
We haven't seen a whole lot of unforced errors out of Italy's side, but the strategy just continues. Targeting Michieletto, trying to take him out of the offense.
There's some traffic on the right side of Italy's serve receive.
Jendrick's looking for it. That's exactly where he wanted to go, with a little dribbler or to go over the shoulder of the setter and really clog things up in that area. It's the right idea. Execution missing.
Gargiulo serving.
I don't know if USA was just hoping, wishing, praying, or if they were as convinced that that was out. From where we were sitting, that could have easily dropped in and no one was even close to it.
Yeah.
Just watching it.
That's such a short serve receive. Strong serve, but once again, an overpass creates a kill.
USA need a little bit more of that. Ma'a putting some heat on it again. It's to Michieletto. He's the go-to. It's the first time they've really got him out of sorts in forcing a point for themselves.
And he's probably still smiling, saying, let's do it again.
Bring it on.
Oh, going at him again. Rich Litsky. He's had a great night.
All right, here's an interesting substitution on the last point of the set. Gianelli coming in. That'll be for the height. We've talked about Sbertoli being a part of the defense that USA's been targeting.
Rich Litsky serving for the set. Is that an ace? It's out.
I thought that was in from
You
where I was
baited me
sitting
into
in.
that one, Key.
I'm sorry. I thought it was in.
Rich Litsky leading everyone in points with 11. Cooper Robinson behind the service line. It is Italy, set point number 2. It ends with a service error, and again, it's the errors for USA. You talked about it between sets 1 and 2.
Yeah, they cut down on him a little bit in the second set. I mean, only 4 service errors in that set, but still couldn't really find the balance when they're getting the aces, when they're putting that pressure on the other team. And you saw a couple of overpasses. They were targeting Michieletto, at least trying to force him out of the offense, but really not serving tough enough. And that's why Sbertoli had ball in hand more often than not, and he could just run that offense.
We're going into a game. I'm inviting section 115. How are we doing, 115?
I mean, it just feels like, as you look at these numbers, Italy is making music out of every opportunity.
Yeah, and look at the blocks there, 3-0. That really tells you that maybe Italy's not getting the ace serves, but that's still a statistic that's related one to the other, because the tougher that you serve, the easier it is for your block to make moves. And we saw a few 3-person blocks on Italy's side that USA were just not able to get through, and that's because the offense was easier to read, starting with that tough serve.
Yeah, 3-0, as you pointed out in that set, 5-1 in Italy's favor overall on the blocks. And that man, Rich Litsky. Big night.
Oh, I got some of you. Sit down. All right, here we go. Bianca says 2 hands in here. Bianca says wave up.
Here's a look at the setter contact from USA. 23% of the time, it's outside of that second circle. And what you want it to do is be inside of that very small, tight circle. And we called it out earlier on in that first set, is that Italy's just passing so well. 69% in the target and then another 15 just outside of it. That is why they're running such an effective offense and causing trouble on USA's side.
Yeah, and a lot of that is Luca Poro. You know, early on, they were serving Poro and just everything coming up. Here's your players from set number 2 that we're looking at.
I like the way Robinson's been playing. He went a little quiet there, but in general, he has still continued to deliver when needed. Poro as well, someone you might think, oh, he's so young. You've got the likes of Michieletto, Richlitsky out there, but you cannot sleep on a Poro. He's a consistent piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, look at the ages of these two, 22 and 21. Yeah. So let's check in with Salima courtside.
Coach, a good start for your team so far, a strong start. What would you like to see them do a little bit better?
To keep on this way, of course, yeah. No, I think we are doing good job with side out, and with service we are putting them under big trouble in reception, so then the game is easier. So if go on like this, we can hope in a good result.
Do you think we'll see any different players on the court in this set, or any substitutions?
No, they are not playing, so I think we keep on like this.
Thank you. Good luck.
Why change it if it's working so well?
Yeah, Italy have been having a response to everything that USA's thrown at them. And there's so many different pieces to the puzzle, right? We're talking about different players at different times stepping up on Italy's side that USA just doesn't really have a response for.
That dad was trying to teach his daughter. Let's check in with Karch Karai and Salima Rockwell.
Coach, adjustments that you think you want to make in this next set, whether it's a matchup or anything specific?
Well, we did some really nice things at the service line and in transition, but they killed us in first ball. I told the team at one point, we can't bleed points on their weakest server, so we have to handle that jump float, that low toss jump float. So we'll do that better, and Champ Ethan is going to help us with that. So we'll start the way we finished and look for a little passing upgrade so we don't bleed in serve receive.
Good luck moving forward. Thank you.
Champ, first contact. No too wide. Jendrik might be frustrated with himself there.
That's exactly the recipe Karch wanted. Stabilizing the reception, get a good ball in. So you're exactly right. Jendrik, one of the veterans on the team, will want that ball back.
Over.
Michieletto with a great heads-up play. He's up, he's early, recognizing that ball's coming in his direction, and he changes the way the ball's coming, so all the defenders kind of on their heels, no idea where that ball's going.
Spirituoli, third serve. Uh-oh. I thought it might go over, but then I remembered it came off of Eric Shoji, so Ma'a was gonna get it.
Yeah, good hands from Ma'a as well to bring it back. And to give it back to Jendrik. After that error, I like going back to him, keep his head in the game, let him be part of the offense.
And Garcia's going to keep going with the heavy serve, understandably. But reducing the errors has been a big part of it for USA. You pointed out the 7 service errors in the first set. Here's Michieletto. And they have really gotten a break with Michieletto from the service line.
Yeah, we talked about how he played against China. I don't think I've seen anyone in the VNL, at least this summer, get 4 aces in a row, and he did it, so you definitely want him off the end line.
Yeah, and he had 5 service aces versus Poland. Here's Ethan Champlin. I mean, come on. Gargiulo up and down.
Yeah, just a little soft one. Why not? He's hanging in the air. Blockers not paying him too much attention. Pushes it past. Good width on the set as well.
Robinson ball passed back to Garcia quickly. That's the move for the USA.
The change of direction as well, going against the flow of the play. So you see moving forward, and the blockers have kind of crept over there with him. That's when you open up some space by flinging it back in the other direction.
Rychlitsky had a nice service run in the second set. Can USA do a little better this time and keep him short?
That'll help. Yeah, one of the things we haven't seen from Italy is the way they've been serving recently. They've kind of gone with a lot of range. You'll see them go left, right, short, deep. USA let off the hook a lot.
Great pass. Great pass allows that, and that's what we were talking about with Luca Poro.
Beautiful move by Galassi. When they have that ball in the right place, so many options for Italy.
Garcia brings it back. Robinson gets his feet around it. There's a big time block, but that's the ones you can't celebrate, and they didn't. The crowd did. Ball's up. Can you? That's what Italy's been doing, Key, right? I mean, just play after play, they keep it going.
Keep it going. Second touch, third touch. Next opportunity, they're really not letting the ball hit the floor, and you got to appreciate the hustle here from USA. But Italy, you just don't really see any weaknesses in their armor.
No, and Michieletto was smiling again. So,
uh-oh.
That's something to worry about.
We love it as a fan.
Yes.
But not if you're his opponent.
Luca Poro, beautiful serve. And again, he's been so impressive. 21-year-old Luca Poro.
Bertoli recognizing that McHenry has jumped through the middle. There's a big space, that channel from the backcourt open.
Keep our angle way up. Even if it's 15, 17 feet. Hey, gentlemen, he's coming in.
Save the ball. Hey, I'll give a good ball. Be patient. If it's good and you want to select the edges of the ball, go for it hard. If not, we play. If not, we play. Hey, let's go, boys. Let's get one. 1, 2, 3. USA. Here you go, champ.
Italy just cleaner in all aspects of the match.
Yeah, they have been, and that's what they've been doing all match long, is continuing to put pressure on USA with their serve. Really scrappy in defense, but I like what Mike Amaa was saying there. I think he was talking to Cooper Robinson, saying, if you get a good ball, go ahead and swing for the edges, but if not, let's recycle, let's go again. Let's kind of do what Italy is doing to them.
Eric Shoji showing fire. Can USA take advantage of the error?
Yeah, I was looking at Shoji, I was looking at Champ as well, and USA have to kind of get a little fire in them right now. Backs are against the wall. This is a must-win set for them.
To the middle. As that first contact just makes it, and then Bertoli just orchestrating a beautiful offense.
Yeah, here's the danger for Robinson. At that point, didn't seem like his hardest driven serve, but they're trying to balance that ace and error ratio, the pressure versus getting the ball in. But that's the danger, is that if it's too soft, Italy are already passing dimes. It's almost a guaranteed point.
There's one to the middle.
Great change of direction flow from Ma'a. Watch him moving forward on the net, and the middle blocker on the other side goes with him. McHenry recognizing that, running that route behind, and then cutting it even further to zone 5.
Sbertoli back to Rich Litsky. No Shoji on the floor. USA picks it up. Merrick McHenry steps in. Garcia, but here it is again. Italy keeps it going.
Even on a free ball to the USA, and granted, there's no Shoji on court, so McHenry having to step in to take it. I feel as though they even recognize that giving a free ball in the right spot would work out well, but defense, defense, defense for Italy. That ball going wide, but the blocker's giving it up at the net.
Sbertoli started off the second set with a little bit of a service run. Italy leading 10-7 to the final match of Volleyball Nations Week 2. Hold up.
Hold up.
Or Neko in the hall.
We begin again. That's what they want. Shoji, Micah, Jendrik, 2024 Olympics.
I was looking at Coach DeGiorgi before that, and he was calling out to not go with that ball of Jendrik. He said, wait, because the pipe's going to be coming up, and you saw that play out. His middle blocker stuck around waiting for Robinson.
Garcia is trying with heat, but it's just all going a little bit long. Alessandro Micheletto. Good first solid pass.
So smart by Ma'a. Getting him off the line. That ball was within reach for him to set somebody, but instead goes up left hand. Neither of the blockers have any intention of blocking Ma'a. He hasn't established himself yet, but now he has. Now they have to pay attention.
He's one of the most offensive setters we've seen through 2 weeks of Volleyball Nations League men. Bertoli back. Rich Litsky, does he get fingers? And let's see, was USA indicating that to Coach Karai to challenge? Well, no, not very vociferously.
Yeah, I thought I saw Jendrik put his hands up to indicate a touch.
Oh yeah, very definitely there was. He tried to say didn't, but when it came down to challenge, don't challenge.
Jendrik getting a little more involved in the offense now. I like him changing things up as well. He's run his routes in front. He's pulled the blocker that way. This time he goes behind. Really important as a middle blocker to run different looks, so the middle on the other side has to follow you.
Poro continues to impress.
Poro, one of those players, not doing too much. He's not a fancy player. He's not a big smash down kind of guy. He's just looking at the block. Where is there no block? Where is there no defense? Let me just put the ball there.
21 points versus Argentina, 17 apiece versus France and Germany, and just 21 years old. An ace serve.
That's been missing as of late for Italy. The Rychlitsky special, thumb down, wrist away. Robinson targeted to his left. That's a difficult ball under any circumstances, especially with that much speed coming on it.
USA takes their second and final timeout.
Small step to your left, defense, small step to your left. I'm also stepping, I'm giving up my line. If you get there, okay.
Just going forward, dialing it in.
Starting is where hey, keep up top. Yeah, let's go. Save these balls. Yes. One here, one right here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. USA. Let's go.
I like that talk from Shoji, and that's why it's so important having him in. He's gonna talk about that reception. You heard him say, hey, let's take a little step to the left. We're gonna give up this line. They're gonna bait Rychlitsky to hit that line, or if not, go towards Shoji, but he's just gonna take a lot more space.
We love Michieletto, and so do a lot of people, for good reason.
There he is, the big fella.
Champ takes the pass, so Robinson can go to work.
Just the way Shoji wrote it up. That little step to the left gets Champ in it, and then Robinson doesn't have to worry about anything but that rip down the line.
Beautiful pass. Come on, Robinson again. Changing it up. That's the longest rally we've seen USA come out on top.
Yeah, they need a little bit of luck at the end of these rallies because it's been going Italy's way more often than not, but that is exactly what USA need to do, is learn how to scrap through these uncomfortable, difficult points. If everything goes easy at this stage in the tournament, at this stage in a Olympic cycle, you don't learn how to dig deep and grow and get out of your comfort zone. That's exactly what USA needs, to be challenged, so they gotta embrace it.
Would be an ace anywhere else, but for Italy, so smart. The maturation of Cooper Robinson. Just everything, thinking every touch.
Yeah, in real time, you're seeing him make different decisions than he would have just a week ago.
Pensiamo avanti. Cerca di chiudere vicino a... perché anche se lui è diagonalista, viene da quella parte tra pallonetti e cose, ok? Chiudiamo bene da quella parte. Vai ragazzi, andiamo! Ale!
Coro, Michieletto, and of course Lorenzano for Italy. Michieletto, look at this pass. McHenry and Robinson shut it down.
Beautiful read by the boys in blue. Again, targeting Michieletto over and over. That means McHenry is freed up to move laterally and get in front of Rychlitsky.
Beautiful, Lorenzano. Shot from Rich Litsky. Ends a nice run, a 4-point run for USA.
Yeah, it was about time for Italy to get out of it. And how about Lorenzano just flinging his body onto the floor? Looked like that ball was going to be down, and some snaky moves, he gets underneath it.
I mean, so many of them look like they're going to be down, or the rally's going to be ended, but not for Italy. Pass is in the hands, McHenry. USA much more smooth now.
I'd love to see Ma'a use McHenry as much as possible. Again, he's got to get that ball in, and you can see from the top down, it's not happened often, but the blockers are giving him a lot of space to work with. McHenry, one of the most athletic middles out there in terms of his jump and springiness.
Robinson got away from him on the toss. We're also seeing why Coach Karchkarai made that substitution, putting Ethan Champlin in. The passing just seems more stable.
100%. There's so many more options in the offense since he's come in.
What'd you just say about getting McHenry more involved?
And what you just say about Champ being great in the pass, I mean, it really is playing out that you make these changes as a coach and you want to see it develop into the way you imagine it, and this is exactly it. Champ stabilizing that reception, and then Ma'a's able to make different choices. He's not feeding those pins just high and out of system. He can run an offense now.
Lorenzano puts it up. Oh. It gets heavier and heavier from Rich Litsky.
He doesn't seem deterred from the block just moments ago when McHenry had his number. Just a bit of space there between the two blockers, and reads it so well.
Back to Garcia, been somewhat quiet lately. Haven't gone to him a lot. That was so subtle. Did you see Ma'a look at Cooper Robinson? Like, oh, I'm going pipe. No, I'm not.
He's faking out his own teammates. I don't mind the idea of going back to Garcia, but I love the fact that they've recycled that play. You saw it go to Champ on one side, then Garcia again, and USA having to figure things out, and recycling is at the priority right now.
Michieletto, no way. He's just so smooth.
Yeah, Bertoli hasn't really had a chance to set him very much recently. He's been on the floor after the receptions. But as soon as he's up and available, better believe you gotta have 2, 3, maybe even 4 blockers on him.
Robinson sitting in the heat of a true Michieletto serve.
There's the serve we've been waiting for. First ace of the night for Michieletto, and you knew he was going after Robinson.
Just cleaning up the court a bit. 19 serving 16. Italy up 2 sets to none over the United States. Michieletto back-to-back aces, and Micah Ma'a frustrated. He's trying to go get the ball, and Rich Licky in his way. I saw it.
Please, you are not captain.
It happened on the other side, too.
No, it's okay, guys. You are not captain, please. Guys, I have captain only. You can. No, That's okay. There was no interference. You can turn around, okay? Take your position. Please, take your positions. We continue. It was, okay, the only point is if there is interference, I will whistle. Okay, your player could turn around the opposite. There was no obstructions, okay?
But he's outside of the court.
No, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. That's out of bounds.
Sorry.
That's the rule.
Yeah, but he can stay there, okay?
No, he can't stand outside of the court.
You cannot take over the ball, okay? Take position, please. That's okay, please.
Let's take a look at it one more time. Watch Ma'a try to get through.
Okay. I thought he might have been just running in that direction. He made a quick move to get in the way of Ma'a. That's definitely not going to make the fans in the stadium happy.
And on the other side, the same thing happened the play before.
The ball being inside the antenna is not playable by USA.
So there's the discussion. So he's saying it doesn't matter. The ball went through the inside of the antenna, so it's not even playable by the USA. Doesn't matter if there's an obstruction.
The antenna, so you can play. Please, it is confirmed. Please, take your position. Please, please take your position. Please, if you don't take your position, I will. No, the ball. I got the confirmation. Please, take your positions. Please. 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 Yeah, but I got the confirmation about the position of the ball.
One more time.
Here, did that ball go outside of the antenna or inside of the antenna? So that's what the referee is arguing, that it doesn't matter if there was an obstruction. If the ball goes outside of the antenna, you can't play it. Or you can play it, but inside you cannot.
Big pass by Champ. Misconnection and opportunity out of the middle.
Well, unlucky time to make a big error for USA. They kind of needed that point to go their way, to make a statement, to get the crowd behind them, to get the energy and momentum back on their side.
Yeah, it was 14-15, and it's gotten away now.
Well, there's certainly still hope, if you keep in mind the fact that Italy, in their third set against Brazil, they were up 24-21, had 7 opportunities to close it out, couldn't do it, ended up losing in 5. So there's definitely still a tiny little bit of leeway there.
Poro, nice first contact. Rich Litsky through the block and down.
One-on-one, sharp cross inside. Didn't even have to put the full hammer on it.
Oh my! An absolute awning.
Poro denying Garcia. And Garcia starts to feel like one of the only hopes left on USA's side.
It's been a 6-1 Italy run. Soji's pass. Robinson gets up.
I love when Robinson takes the ball at his peak, and this is a good example of it. The blockers are reading him well. Galassi maybe just a little slip. He did actually jump with Jendrik, so he had a one-on-one. Robinson doing really good to recognize that and go cross.
Robinson has a lot of gifts. Set point, match point, Italy. Rich Licky serving. He is their point scorer. My goodness. An ace serve, his third of the match. To end it, Italy sweeps the United States.
And it's fitting that it's Wojcicki to get that final say that put the nail in the coffin for the USA, because he was a menace all night long, on and off the court.